The Battle of Thermopylae, one of the most famous last stands in history, is a tale of courage, strategy, and sacrifice that has resonated through the ages. Set in 480 BCE, this pivotal clash between the Persian Empire, led by King Xerxes, and an alliance of Greek city-states, spearheaded by King Leonidas of Sparta, has been immortalized not just for its military significance, but for the profound symbolism it carries. The conflict was part of the larger Greco-Persian Wars, which had already seen the mighty Persian Empire attempt to subjugate Greece a decade earlier under Xerxes' father, Darius I, only to be repelled at the Battle of Marathon. Xerxes, determined to succeed where his father had failed, amassed one of the largest armies the ancient world had ever seen, with estimates ranging from 100,000 to possibly several 100,000 soldiers, including his elite unit known as the Immortals. This vast force aimed to sweep through Greece, crushing any resistance and bringing the fiercely independent Greek city-states under Persian dominion. In response to this looming threat, the Greeks, despite their notorious rivalries and internal conflicts, managed to forge a fragile alliance, realizing that their survival depended on unity. The Greek strategy hinged on using their superior knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. The narrow pass of Thermopylae, known as the Hot Gates, was chosen as the ideal location for a defensive stand. This natural bottleneck, nestled between steep mountains and the Aegean Sea, was so narrow in places that only a few soldiers could fight side by side, effectively neutralizing the numerical advantage of the Persian army. King Leonidas, aware of the critical importance of this position, led a small force of 7,000 Greek soldiers, including his elite unit of 300 Spartans, to hold the pass. The Spartans, trained from birth in the art of war, were renowned for their discipline, endurance, and ferocity in battle. They were the perfect soldiers to lead such a crucial and desperate defense. The Persian army, vast and formidable, arrived at Thermopylae expecting an easy victory. Xerxes, confident in his overwhelming numbers, demanded the Greeks surrender, offering them a chance to join his empire without bloodshed. Leonidas' response was defiant and has echoed through history. Molon labe, or come and take them, referring to the Persian demand for the Greeks to lay down their arms. Xerxes, enraged and possibly underestimating the resolve of his opponents, ordered his forces to attack. The first wave of Persian soldiers charged into the narrow pass, only to be met with the impenetrable Greek phalanx. The Greeks, using their superior armor, longer spears, and the confined space to their advantage, inflicted heavy casualties on the Persians, who were unable to bring their superior numbers to bear. The Spartans and their allies stood firm, repelling wave after wave of Persian assaults. For 2 days, the Greeks held their ground, displaying remarkable resilience and tactical prowess. The Persian Immortals, Xerxes' elite troops, were sent in on the second day, expected to easily break through the Greek lines. However, even these highly trained soldiers found themselves unable to penetrate the Greek defense, suffering heavy losses. The narrow terrain forced the Persians to fight on the Greeks' terms, turning their vast numbers into a disadvantage. As the second day of battle ended, it became clear that brute force alone would not dislodge the Greeks from Thermopylae. However, the tide of the battle turned due to the betrayal of a local Greek named Ephialtes, motivated by greed or fear. Ephialtes revealed to Xerxes a little-known mountain path that bypassed the narrow pass and allowed the Persians to flank the Greek forces. Seizing this opportunity, Xerxes sent a detachment of his troops along this path under the cover of darkness. By dawn of the third day, the Greeks found themselves surrounded. Realizing their dire situation, Leonidas made a crucial decision. He ordered the bulk of the Greek forces to retreat, preserving their strength for future battles, while he and his 300 Spartans, along with 700 Thespians and a few hundred other Greek soldiers, stayed behind to hold the pass as long as possible. This was a deliberate act of sacrifice, a tactical decision aimed at buying precious time for the rest of Greece to prepare for the Persian advance. The final stand of Leonidas and his men was marked by fierce hand-to-hand combat, as the remaining Greeks fought with unyielding determination. According to some accounts, when their weapons were broken, they continued to fight with their bare hands and teeth, refusing to surrender. The Persian forces, though eventually victorious, paid a heavy price. with thousands of their soldiers falling to the last desperate resistance of the Greeks. Leonidas himself was killed, his body becoming the focus of a fierce struggle as the Persians sought to capture and desecrate it, while the remaining Spartans and their allies fought to protect their fallen king's honor until they too were overwhelmed. The Battle of Thermopylae, while a tactical defeat for the Greeks, became a rallying cry for the Greek city-states. The delay allowed by the stand at Thermopylae gave Athens and other cities time to prepare for further Persian assaults, leading to significant Greek victories in subsequent battles, most notably the naval Battle of Salamis and the decisive Battle of Plataea. The heroism displayed at Thermopylae, particularly by the Spartans, became a symbol of resistance against tyranny and the defense of freedom against overwhelming odds. Over the centuries, this battle has been celebrated in literature, art, and popular culture, serving as an enduring testament to the power of courage and unity in the face of insurmountable challenges. Today, the Battle of Thermopylae is remembered not just as a significant event in the history of warfare, but as a timeless story of sacrifice, duty, and the indomitable human spirit.